Hi, everyone, and welcome to Jalea EXO. So, for the first episode, we're going to be talking about discipline. Discipline has helped me in so many ways, so many ways. And honestly, I didn't necessarily intend for it to, but I guess no one ever really intends for these kind of things. So I'll elaborate. I try, no, I didn't try. I started to be disciplined in, let's just say, one area of my life. After being disciplined in that one area of my life, it just spread out throughout everything in my life. So consistently working out and making sure I stick to that helped me to be consistent in so many other things in my life. So yeah, discipline, it's so amazing. And even in things that you wouldn't think, okay, discipline, it's discipline. For instance, sometimes during workouts, if it's very hard. Um, Pushing through is challenging, but having that discipline helps you to continue through. Now, it's enough about me. So, discipline does not mean showing up every single day at 100%. Discipline is showing up every day. Some days you might not feel like giving 100%, and maybe you really just mentally can't give 100%. So you give 20%, but you still gave a percentage towards it. And that percentage that you're giving towards it is going to help you so far. I'm just going to give a scenario. Say that you are working towards a vision, completing your vision board, yes? So doing 100% every day. So you have like 10 things on there. You're doing 100% every single day, doing every single thing on there every single day, and also dedicating hours to it. You're giving 100%. But some days you don't feel mentally into it. You still show up and put in effort into your vision board, but you're not doing it at, say, 100%. You gave us 20%. You did 2 out of the 10 things on it, and you spent maybe 10 minutes on each of them. That's fine. It does not matter that you didn't give 100%. If that mental capacity was not there to give 100%, at least you gave something. And that's the big thing. That's where I think a lot of people end up just getting stuck at. Giving 100% every single day is a lot. Even relationships aren't at 100% capacity every single day. It's not always going to be at 100%, but still showing up, that's where the real discipline comes in. Now let's get on to the second part, which really just goes along the lines of what I originally said. So, a big thing is you cannot be a slave to your mind. You cannot be a slave to your mind, okay? Now, I know a lot of us have heard the saying, actions speak louder than words. And that is true. Anybody can have the thought that I want to do this, I want to do that, but not everybody is going to execute it. So, actions speak louder than words. This doesn't just apply to when that guy is telling you, oh shoot, I'm going to do this for you, I'm going to do that for you, but he isn't doing this. No, this also applies when you're saying, okay, well, I'm going to complete this by XY, or just I'm going to complete this, and then you're not doing anything. It's not just applying to a freaking guy, okay? Or a girl. Like, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So, anyway, actions speak louder than words. So this goes along the line of procrastination. Just saying, oh shoot, I want to do this, I want to do this, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it on Monday. Monday comes. Where are you at? In your pajamas, on your bed, or what the frick ever, doing something that isn't what you said you were going to do. Then another big thing is, why does it have to be on Monday? Why not today? this doesn't apply for every case. I mean, if you have it so that you only want to do it Monday through Friday and it's currently Saturday, then yeah, I get it, or anything along those lines. I get it. But for those of you that are like just not going to do it, why not that day? Unless you're freaking busy or something or some valid reason, why not start that day? Why not? Why not? It just. Now, I'm not gonna just speak along the lines of a person that's. I'm not just gonna be a person that's just judging you or whatever. Oh, gross, gross, you're doing this, you're doing that. No, I've been there before myself. So this is not to bring anybody down. I know exactly how it is. As I said, I've been there myself. The thing that helped me to finally go ahead and just start being dedicated is knowing the amount of time that I wanted to complete certain things, but didn't complete them because I was just like being a slave to my mind. And that's so frustrating. It's very frustrating. It's too much, honestly. So knowing the amount of time, it was like something I was just like, okay, I'm not doing this. I'd rather be disciplined in it than be disappointed in myself again. And that's another thing. It's pain of discipline or pain of regret. Pain of discipline or pain of regret. And I'll tell you right now, you might be saying, ha ha ha, pain of regret, whatever. Like, I just want to freaking stay home all day and watch Love Island or Love Island games, whatever. But when it gets to that day and you're like, shoot, I really haven't completed this, it will hit you. Gosh, I really should have chose pain of discipline. Pain of discipline always. Pain of discipline always. Now, I want to specify, guys, I really want to specify this. If you physically cannot do it, or you really just mentally cannot do it, get up and do whatever you want to do, that is a whole different story. Do not do anything. Like, I am not a doctor, anything like that, guys. No. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a therapist. None of that. So, if you really cannot do it, then you can't do it. But I'm speaking for the people who can do it and are choosing not to. Now, that'll get us on to our third point. You are making a choice. You are making a choice not to get the thing that you want done. When you say just one more episode, you are making that choice. When you decide to sleep in for another hour, even though you want to start getting up at 5 a.m., you are making that choice. So here's the thing. There are two doors, right? The first door is the thing that you're not working towards, that you want to achieve, but you're not working towards. And the second door is just what you are doing instead of doing what you want to achieve. Now, you see, in the first door, you can have both. But in the second door, you're only getting what's in the second door. You see, in the first door, you can always make time, take little breaks, make time, whatever, to just lie around or do whatever you want to do, go out with your friends very late. You can always make time for that and then still get back on the grind, okay? Still get back on the grind. But with the second door, you're not doing the first one. You're strictly doing the second one. Which kind of brings me to what we're going to talk about for my fourth point, balance. Balance. That brings me, we're not going to go there yet, but just know we will talk about balance. So back to the third thing. The first door holds your desired life, plus you still get to do all the other stuff that's keeping you from achieving your reality. Except when you go through this door, you will have achieved those things and you will be working towards something else, but you will also make time for whatever it is you want to do. My point is, you know which door is which, and you know that the stairs to the left will lead you into the life that you want. And the second staircase will take you into the second door, the life that you are currently living, okay? So just pretend you, like, a freaking genie or something teleported you, right? We have two staircases. He's asking you, or she's asking you, which one do you want to go up? Which one are you going to go up? We all know you want to go up the first staircase. We all know you want to go through the first door, the life that you want, that includes a balance. So if you pick that first door, why aren't you already doing it? You have to make it happen. You have to make it happen, okay? You have to make it happen. And let's think about it. So you go up the first staircase, right? The genie gets you in there. Boom. And then you realize, crap, I actually have to work. And I don't mean job work. I'm just meaning putting in the time and the effort, okay? That is another thing you guys need to know. You want this. You're saying you want this, but are you willing to put in that work and that effort? If you want it bad enough, you will put in that work and that effort, okay? So you can go and stay in the second door. We're asking the genie to put you in the second door. You don't have to do any work for that. You don't have to. Matter of fact, scratch that. Yes, you do. So every single time you are saying, just one more episode, you know what you're doing? You're putting in work. You are sitting there watching the TV. You're putting in work. You're paying attention to it. You're paying attention to the details. Oh my gosh, Sally just did this. What the heck? And I notice Sally does this all the time. But guess what? While you're over there putting in work for that, the same version of you that went in a different reality that went through the first staircase, they're doing the same thing. However, they're not looking for details in a frivolous show. They're looking for the details in whatever it is that they're studying, okay? They want to learn about business so they can launch something of their own. Remember that this is the very version of you that has chosen to go to the first staircase. So they're watching a video, right? But they're watching and paying attention, putting in effort towards a video that's teaching them something. The person who chose the second staircase, though, he or she is putting in effort, watching, paying attention to the details, paying attention to the details for some frivolous show. And that's the difference. I so hope I make sense because honestly, a lot of the time when I'm trying to explain things to people, I forget the facts that they're not in my head and they're not. I'm trying to tell them something, but I'm not telling them all the details that I'm thinking about or envisioning. So I really hope I made sense on the first and second staircase. The first staircase, you're being your desired reality. The second staircase, being where you're already at. And both, you're putting in effort to both, but the efforts that you're giving are giving you different outcomes, okay? It's a sub point, but it's not the main point. The main point was that genie, when that genie asked you, you want to go to the first door. So why aren't you doing that now? Why aren't you doing that right now? So remember, when you're thinking, okay, I want this, I want that, you also need to be factoring in that you're going to have to take the steps to get there. Staying out and partying all night will not achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve unless what you want to achieve is partying all the time. And it is okay to party. I'm not knocking partying. I just want to specify that if your goal, this is just like an example, if your goal is to become the number one pop star in the world and all you're doing every single day is just partying, how are you going to get there? So let's go back to the genie visualization, but mix things up a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. So, the genies, you guys are in a room, right? And on one hand, remember the first door is what you would desire, and then the second door is where you're already at, blah, 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 blah. They're like, okay, which one do you want to go through? You say, I want to go to the first door. They say, okay, but you do have to take these steps. You look over there, oh my gosh, I have to take these steps to get to where I want? Oh my gosh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And then you look over to your right and you see the other staircase. But the other staircase, you're not having to do anything for real. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to have any structure, any discipline. That seems like the better path. But then you look back to your left and you look up at the door. You realize, oh my gosh, that outcome looks so much better than the outcome over there to the right. Remember that. Remember that. Maybe all the steps that you're going to have to take will not be the most fun. But at the end, it's all about the outcome, right? And that's what you have to remember. So, discipline over motivation. I feel like I made such a big deal out of staircases. Fourth point, it is okay to work towards your goal and then also do some of the stuff that you were still doing. This depends though. This differs. Because of the old stuff that you were doing, say for instance, I don't know, maybe you want to become a professional athlete and then you've been taking certain things that you're not allowed to take as an athlete, then no, don't keep doing it. But what I mean is, and we're going to just use this example again, say you want to create a business, right? But you've just been watching Netflix all day, okay? You can still watch Netflix and create your empire. The only difference this time is you're not spending all of your time watching Netflix. You're putting more effort into your business than you are putting into Netflix. Got it? I hate to even say putting effort into Netflix, but yeah. So it's okay. I still do everything that I want to do, and I also leave room for other things. I mean, I'll go and do like 3 things off my list, watch a little bit of Netflix, go back, complete 5 things on my list, take a little sit down break. It's fine, you guys. It is fine. But let's just remember to complete what we desire, okay? Again, do not be a slave to your mind. Do not be a slave to your mind. We can go back to our first point. Do not be a slave to your mind, okay? I know all the thoughts, it's freaking time to go hit the gym, right? And you don't feel like doing it. If you aren't going to give 100%, sorry, this is our second point. This is a little bit of our first point and second point. If you're not going to give me 100%, at least go. At least go. Just go a little bit. Be in there for 5 minutes. Come on. And then after you're in there for 5 minutes, you might just be like, screw it, I'm gonna stay in here for 5 more minutes. Now you're in there for 10 minutes. You don't even have to push it to 15. At least you were in there for 10 minutes. Even 5. Even if you didn't add that extra 5 minutes, at least you were in there for 5 minutes. You went. You put in some type of effort. Eventually, you get in the habit and you're like, okay, you know what? I'm going to start putting in more effort towards what I want to do. Now, again, if you really just have mental days where you just are not for it, you do not have to show up. And if you are going to show up, you do not have to put in 100%. But just going, just doing it, that is so amazing. Just doing it is so amazing. That little bit of effort will make all the difference. So your head is telling you, don't go, don't go, don't go. I don't feel like going, blah, 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 blah. If these are the days where you just feel like you can do more, but you just don't want to do it, who cares? Who cares? Because the bed will always be waiting for you. That partying will always be waiting for you. Just go. Just go and do it. And I know that's easier said than done. But remember, you can do baby steps. You do not have to jump the largest hurdle first. You can start with the little tiny hurdles, if they're even called hurdles, whatever. The many freaking things for plyometrics, whatever. Those things. You don't have to start with the freaking big hurdles, okay? Just putting a little bit of effort will make all the difference. And eventually you will work yourself up to being able to put in the amount that you want to put in, okay? Does that make sense? And I do not recommend this at all. Okay, but let's just pretend that you have to train for brain freeze competition. Why would you start with the coldest drinks? Why would you start with the coldest drinks? I mean, maybe some people want to, but like, just pretend that you've never really had cold things before. We're not gonna start off with the coldest drinks, okay? We're gonna make our way up to the coldest drinks. Even when you join a new sport, at least for me, if you're like really new to it, you are going to start off with the basics and then get into the more intense stuff. And I'm saying that to stay, you do not need to go head first. You can dip your foot in the water a little bit, and dipping your foot in the water is okay. Just dip your foot in the water a little bit, and eventually you will jump into it, okay? So if anyone wants to hear anything else on discipline, oh my gosh, guys, just DM me via Instagram. I'm not gonna say TikTok because I don't know. I don't really get notifications for the DMs on TikToks, but I say notify me via Instagram, same as my podcast username, Jalea EXO. By the way, you guys, all my Instagram users, not all my Instagram users, all my social media users are Jalea EXO. All of them that I have, but it's not like strictly for my podcast. I post other stuff outside of the podcast. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, other podcast websites. Too many to even freaking start calling out. But yeah, guys, so if you follow me, that'll mean a lot to me. I'm really appreciative of those things. I'm so appreciative of little things, and leaving 5 stars on the podcast means so much to me. So thank you guys so much for listening. Like I said, if you have any more requests for me to talk about this further, you can even comment under the freaking podcast. And also, guys, comment and tell me if you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you want me to cover more. And then, like I said, let me know if you enjoyed this. Let me know if this motivated you anyhow, okay? I really enjoyed making this episode, and I'm so excited to continue the journey of this. Again, guys, just DM me via Instagram or comment below if you guys want me to cover more on discipline or even share more on my journey with not being disciplined. Just let me know, because I'm so happy to talk about it. I want to help more people to be disciplined. And I will say, I'm not expecting you guys to just be the most disciplined people in the world after listening to this episode, because I had to keep seeing motivational things every single day for me to work on being disciplined. And even then, I fell off my discipline for a little bit before hopping back onto it. So again, it's okay if you don't end up doing it after this. Keep me in your head though, okay? Keep me in your head, and you will get there. You will get there eventually. You will get there eventually. So do not be upset if you cannot drink the coldest drink in the world immediately, okay? Just start off with, just a little cold drink. You do not need to be a professional swimmer first. When you first come to practice, you don't need to, nobody's expecting you to be a professional swimmer when you're just now coming to practice and this is your first time ever swimming, ever. Nobody's expecting you to be a professional swimmer and this is your first swim practice ever, okay? Nobody's expecting that. So just keep that in mind. Also keep in mind that you choose the staircase, okay? Just because it looks a little hard does not mean you should not take the staircase, okay? And thank you guys so much for listening. I'm so grateful for all of you listeners. I hope that I've shed a little bit of light, even just a little bit of light on your issues. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to an episode of Jalea EXO. I hope to see you guys again.